Good morning and happy Monday. It's time for another Mindful Play Monday Live, and we are on the go today as we are in the month of June and all the summer fun activities are going on. It's actually raining right now, so hopefully our connection will stay strong enough that we can finish up today, because we have a very important topic that I wanted to share with you this morning, and it is all about the circle of control, or the bubble of control. So we're going to look at this activity as a way to open up that discussion about things that we can control and things that we cannot control, and kind of talking a little bit about anxiety and what things that we can focus more on to help turn our moods around, and then really focus in and be mindful and present on what things we do have control over within our own little bubble. And with that, we're going to be making a fun little whirligig, a little spinner. So it's going to look like this. And then those things that we cannot control, that our minds are whirling about, we are going to put into our little whirligig, into our spinner, and whisk them away for another day. Because if it's outside of our control, if it's something we cannot control, then it's something that we do not need to be focusing on or worried about at this time. So we're going to make this fun little whirligig to help us visualize and connect with the things that we can control inside our bubble and things that we cannot control. So I did prep a lot of this ahead of time because obviously we're on the go this morning, so I wanted to make sure that this would be able to be shared with you in the car. But the only things you'll need are some paper, and then I traced around like a plastic bowl, any circular object that is about the size of an adult palm or the full size of a child's hand. So you're going to want this size circle. Let's see if I do have a ruler here. I can give you an exact measurement, about 5 inches in diameter. And then you're also going to want some cardboard. So we just recycled an old box. We like to use our old recyclables, and cut a circle of the same size and shape. You're also going to need some string or some twine, and of course markers or something to color and decorate your spinner with. And then I'm also using just a little skewer here. You could use a sharp pencil or a pen to then punch the holes in for your spinner as well. So those are the only materials that you need. Like I said, to save us some time on the go this morning, I did prep some of this ahead of time. So the first thing you're going to do is, again, trace that circle. Give that to your little ones to decorate. You can see we've done a couple of different ones, like a color wheel. We did some polka dots, some swirlies, and then some concentric circles. You get the idea. Then you're going to cut those decorated circles out, and we're just using a glue stick because it's nice and smooth. You can glue those circles onto your cardboard circle. So we already did one to save us some time this morning. Just glued that on, and then I'm going to glue the other side onto the back. So again, just 2 paper circles and then 1 nice thick piece of cardboard that we recycled. And I'm going to use my glue stick to attach this. And I apologize, since we're in the car, I can't really move my phone around to angle you down, but you know how to glue things. Give you an idea there. So just stuck some glue on the back, and I'm going to put it right into the middle of the back side of our cardboard circle, like so. So you're going to have the 2 sides there. Again, we did rainbow colors. You can do any color you like. It is kind of fun to do the rainbow colors because once that circle starts spinning, it makes a really cool pattern. So get that on there nice and tight with your glue. And then I'm going to take my skewers and poke my holes. So you're going to see we're doing 2 holes about 1/2 inch apart, side by side, right in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Kind of eyeball where the middle is, poke my 2 holes, and then go ahead and put it all the way through, because you're going to then thread your string through. And then this is going to be used as a nice visual tool to help us focus on what's in our control and what is out of our control. Now, for your string lengths, again, we have about a 5-inch circle here. Trace any circular object, we just traced a bowl. For our string or our twine, we did 28 inches. So you're gonna measure out, I just folded it over to make 24 and then 4 more, 28 inches. And then you're going to take one end of your yarn or your thread, pull it right through, and then you're going to take the other end, poke it through the other side. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing there. Pull it right through, so you've got like a little loop-de-loop there. I'm gonna line up my ends and then just tie them together. I'm just gonna line them up, make a little knot. So you're gonna have one large circle or one large loop going throughout, and I just double knot that so it doesn't fall off, going throughout the whole piece. So I've got my loop here on either end. I'm gonna hold it tightly with my pointer and my thumb, kind of put that circle right in the middle, and then just spin it. And this is such a fun, it's kind of like a fidget tool too. Spin it so it gets all nicely. Ooh, there you go. Look at that cool pattern with the rainbow. I'll show you the other side. And you can really just keep this going and going and going. So again, you can decorate this any way you like. But what is this going to help us with our mindfulness? Well, it's a nice fidget tool to spin and mix. Now, the other thing is, like I said, we're going to talk about that circle of control or my bubble of control. So we're going to look at what are some things that are maybe on my mind, that are some worries that I might have, maybe some anxieties about things that are coming up, or maybe some things that are bothering me with my sibling or my friends. And what of those items, what of those things can I actually control? Well, I can control my emotions. I can control my response to those things that are happening. Really, the only thing that's in my control is how I choose to respond, right? Those are the things that I can control. That's inside my circle, inside my bubble. The things that I cannot control are other people's thoughts, other people's actions, other people's responses to situations. And those are things, because they're outside of my circle, they're outside of my bubble, that I can actually control. I'm going to put those worries, those fears, those anxieties into my spinner and spin them away. Whee! There they go. Because they are outside of my circle of control, I cannot waste my time, energy, and focus on those negative things. Because worrying about it, focusing on it, being negative is not going to change how anybody else responds, is it? Nope, that's outside of my control. So I'm going to put it in my spinner, spin, 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 and spin it away, because that's outside of my circle or my bubble of control. So a quick, fun, little, easy activity, a good one playing. It's like a STEAM activity. You can incorporate your art and decorating, and then you can see the push and the pull and the force of the spinning motion. A good, fun, quick, easy one to help us visualize things that are inside our circle of control, things that are outside of our circle of control. And if it's outside of our control, we're going to blow it away. We're going to spin, spin, spin and let it all out, because we can't waste our time and our energy and our focus on things that we cannot control, right? It's a good one for adults too. Good one for our teenagers as well, especially if we're dealing with a lot of frustration with some of our peers or our siblings or our friends doing things that maybe we don't agree with or we don't think are kind or right in our own mind. But remember, we can't control other people. We can only control ourselves and our own responses. So we're going to spin those away. And of course, you can decorate them any way you like. They're really fun to make. So a quick one for today, keeping in mind what things you can control, focus on that, and everything else that you can't control, spin it away. And you can see, you can kind of keep the spinning going, going, going. I'm not even spinning it anymore. It's just kind of moving up and down the string on its own. So you can talk about what happens if you go quickly or slow down and go more slowly, and up and down. So give it a try this week. Let us know what you think. We'll be more on the go throughout the summer as we have different campus activities and vacations. So stay tuned for more mindful play activities we'll be sharing throughout all summer long. Quick and simple ways to connect through play and focus on your mindfulness. I will try to have this recording up here shortly. We'll see. I'm not on Wi-Fi, so if it takes a little while to upload, you know why. But we'll be back next week with more mindful play later in the day. Have a great one. We'll see you next time.